What is up, everybody? What is today? Today's Saturday. It's time for the Gotham City Conquest. Did you guys know that Chicago is Gotham City? Used to be Gotham City, like the older Batman movies, and then now it's not Gotham City. It's like an amalgamation of New York and other cities. Fun fact that you guys didn't ask for. Happy Saturday, though. Super excited to have a full day of X-Wing for you all. 5 games on stream, 4 rounds of Swiss, and a top 2 final. And the guy who received the bye is my co-host of the 312 Squadron podcast. Andrew Kuba is here to do commentary with me, which is I didn't rig that, but it's kind of worked out nicely in a way. I'm sorry you got the bye, but at least you get to do some commentary in its instead. So,
hello everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well.
Awesome.
I'm super excited for the Conquest series once again. So look forward to it every time. It's always great being able to hang out and talk with everybody before the game gets started as well. Yeah, always exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun day. I'm once again running on not as much sleep, but I seem to be able to power through, and I pay for it dearly later. So I have my oatmeal, and I have my caffeine. I have my Mango Black Trader Joe's tea here, so should be in good shape. Just got back from a flight at 1 in the morning from Portland, but I'm glad I made it. I was worried I had a pretty narrow layover, but I was able to get to my gate fine, get on my plane. I had 12 people on it, and get over here in time for the Gotham City Conquest. I was a little nervous. I'm like, man, if something happens where my first flight's delayed, like, but didn't have to worry about that. So,
that's right. Yeah, you got your private flight. So
yeah, we got my little chartered flight, 312 chartered flight. We do have a matchup here between 2 well-known players in the X-Wing community, especially online. We've got Stitch playing on the left, playing FO, and we've got Joel on the right playing Scum. This is round 1 of Swiss. I will add the round here in a second on screen, but betting is open, and we can break down the lists. If Andrew, which list would you like to do? I can do the one you don't do.
Sure. I can break down Joel's list.
Awesome. Go for it. Yeah, I can. Do
you
want me to do left side first, or I can do the left side first if you want, or do you want?
Yeah, I can do. I'll do the Scum side.
Okay, cool. All right,
so get off.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the new XWASL Fenrau, and so it says while you defend or perform an attack, if the attack is range 1, you can roll an additional die. So it's the same build as the regular one. It still has Concordia face off, but this one comes with an extra hull, and you get access to Fearless and Beskar reinforced plating, which allows you to negate those crits. But it also has something called adaptive power systems, which means after you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, you can spend 1 charge to gain a deplete token to remove a stress token. And before you engage, you can spend another non-recurring charge. If you do, you can gain the strain token to remove a deplete token. So this makes this a far more knife fighting capable Fenrau than it was before, because you don't have to worry about being stressed and having to do those blue maneuvers. Gives you a lot more access to those 1-hards, which can be critical. Then you have Dengar. This is the regular Dengar. Build your own Dengar. After you defend, if the attacker is in your front arc, you can spend 1 to perform a bonus attack against the attacker. And this one comes with Notorious, so punishes you for shooting at Dengar, because you can spend a token to dish out a strain token, and then if the attacker is strained, you can reroll that blank result. You have Greedo, which is great on an I6, because you can flip that charge to turn a hit into a crit result. And then if the charge is, inactive, so that your opponent can't do the same back to you. We have Contraband Cybernetics, which helps you for those red maneuvers. You can still execute red maneuvers and red actions when stressed. It also comes with Punishing 1 to give you that extra attack extra die out the front arc, and it also adds a astromech slot, which is R5P8. While you perform an attack against the defender that is in your front arc, spend a charge to re-roll an attack die. If the result is a crit, you suffer 1 crit damage yourself. But this one gives basically functional re-rolls. It's great for if you're going to be double tapping with it as well. And then we have Talonbane. We've seen a lot more Talonbane recently in XWA. Great ship for the points. And that is why you perform an attack at range, defend or perform an attack at range 3 or range 1, roll an extra die. So you're getting 5 dice at range 1 and 4 dice at range 3 and boosting up your agility at the same time. So really able to fly aggressively, get in there quick. Comes in with Deadeye Shot, so you can turn a crit result into a regular hit result or hit to a blank to make a defender expose a damage card. And also comes with Overtune Modulators, where you can spend that charge to get those Calculate tokens. And if you don't spend your Calculate tokens, you will take that back in Strain tokens. So, but it gives you essentially that focus lock for those really big attacks. And then Namlum, at the start of your engagement phase, choose an enemy ship in your front arc and treat your initiative as equal to that ship's initiative till the end of the round. It comes with a tractor beam and a heavy laser cannon. Because while you perform an attack, if the defender is in your front bullseye, dice cannot be modified with green tokens. So that makes that heavy laser cannon even more deadly. Nick, I can pass it to you for the FO.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get the dice cam fired up here. Just realized it wasn't connecting. Let me clear off our overlay here, and I will read off Sean's list in just a moment. I'll just make sure I get our dice cam connected. I think we are all good to go. Let me do a quick.
I'll say the opening round looked like Von Reg was going to take on the world, but definitely is turning away from that engagement.
Yeah. Let me just fix the cropping. Yeah, Von Reg does not have the health to sustain taking on the world, unfortunately. All right, so Sean bringing a FO list headed up and leading off top of the order with our ace Von Reg. This is a nice mixture of standard or custom build and standard loadout new XWA content here in this FO list for Sean. But Von Reg has Magpulse, Warheads, Proud Tradition, Fanatical, and then you have Zeta 5 with Determination, Pattern Analyzer, and Targeting Matrix. Zeta 5, while you perform an attack, if you are not shielded and the defender's initiative is higher than yours, add 1 eyeball result. So a couple of caveats there, but pretty good. Being able to add eyeball results does make you a lot more dangerous. Theta 4 in the TIE SF here for 4 points. While an enemy ship in your turret arc performs an attack, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, spend 1 charge from your equipped barrage rocket upgrade, just 5 charges, to choose 2 attack dice. The attacker must re-roll those dice, so it's like an inverse saturation salvo. Then we got Lieutenant LaHughes. This is custom build. Lieutenant LaHughes has the Procket and Special Forces Gunner combo. That's a bit odd to see LaHughes with a Proton Rocket, but still gets 3 attack dice either way out the front. So yeah, I5, you could still line up a bullseye, just a little less maneuverable in that TIE SF platform. And Commander Malorus at I5 as well here at 4 points with a lot of loadout. Munitions Failsafe, Pattern Analyzer, Concussion Missiles, Fire Control System Fanatical, and Proud Tradition. We're playing Chance Engagement once again, the one with half points. We are betting is once again open, as we're going to see these two clash here soon, but both kind of jockeying for position a little bit. FO trying to come in through the top with the little trio of TIE fighters, and Von Reg looking to maybe get a flanking opportunity. But when you're dealing with 2 I6s like Joel has, that's going to be tough. And this Fen Rao is particularly scary given he has extra health. 5 hull. I kind of want to play this version of Fen Rao.
Yeah, and not having to worry about being stressed as well. Being able to have the option to remove that stress just for a deplete, that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, and you can still punch pretty hard when you get 4 attack dice instead of 5.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely. These are a list that, yeah, the joust is kind of uncertain, so I can see why neither player wants to go in for that approach.
So round 2. Who do you like in this fight? Who's your horse in the race, Andrew?
Wait, from the opening position, I'm going to say that I'm leaning more towards Snaggletooth having the advantage on this one. And I think that's just because it looks like we have Von Reg and Zeta 5 are a little bit separated, which will be able to give Snaggletooth's ships an ability to dive down and bear in on them, and then also gain control of the center.
Yeah, Joel likes to set up with that little Snaggletooth formation as well, is what he calls it. And it makes it easier to line up bullseyes. Also helps be able to avoid getting in other ships' bullseyes if you set up your ships at an angle. Pro tip for you all, maybe people who are newer or maybe less experienced, or people just didn't know. X-Wing players out there, if you set up at an angle, I recommend sometimes setting up your ships at like a 45. I like to corner. Yep, 22. It's harder to get at. You can feel a little bit more precise in real life setting up at 45, just because you can, if you corner the ship, you can almost kind of line it up in a way where it's pretty much 45. It's a little more difficult to do at 22 in person, but certainly you have the opportunity to really dial it in on Tabletop Simulator, which is cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the benefit for 45 is if you are a newer player as well, then the bank maneuvers, that those are going to land square every time too. So it gives you a bit more predictability. With the 22, it can be harder to eyeball the arc of where it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to practice with more of that 22, not quite at 45, and that if my opponent has a lot of bullseye arcs and bullseye abilities, that helps me avoid those. I feel that I have been able to dodge them a lot more consistently.
Just doing a little
worry about being at the edge of the board.
Yeah,
because it makes the bank maneuvers a little more tricky as if you're at a 22 on the edge of the board.
Yeah. You always got to be careful the edge of the board. Flying off the board, done it a couple times, always feels real bad. Real bad.
It's the worst way to go.
It's just like, oof. Yeah. I had one of my opponents fly their ship off the board at Worlds. It was like, and they were ahead by a few points, and it was just like I was scratching, and I thought I could come back, but it just wasn't happening. And then they tried to sloop, and it just went off the board by like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. I was like, oh, thank God. This is how I get my comeback, I guess. But I felt bad at the same time. I'm like, I literally was like, he's like, can you move that for me? Because it was on my side of the board. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to do that. I don't feel comfortable moving your ship if it's going to fly off the board. I don't want to be that guy 100%. Who argues against you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So Fen with a pretty mediocre shot there, but Von Reg is going to have to spend his focus. He rolls all blanks at an eyeball, 3 blanks at an eyeball, and spends his focus. Those are the frustrating moments in variants where 4 dice, you should roll 1 of 8 and be able to have a nice focused shot back. But alas, variance plays a role in the first turn. Who knows how big of one, but
I mean, at its core, it is a game of dice.
It really is. We rely on it.
Sometimes they're just not with you. As much as it is a bummer to complain about dice, but
yeah, it's also fair. Like, Okay, so 2 are gonna go through here into Nam Lam as the shields drop off, as a shot from Theta for a barrage rocket. So some free damage. You'll always take that in the first engagement that you have. Free damage to your opponent.
Yes, 100%.
And it's 3 to 1. Or sorry, 1 to 1.
Still got that center point.
Yep. Still got the center. Just snuck in there. Just gonna say, speaking of like talking about dice, I was just gonna say, here's a pro tip for folks who get dice really bad and need to vent to somebody after they lose a game or whatever. Instead of being like, man, I got dice so bad, you say something like, I just couldn't put any damage through. Obviously you guys say whatever you want. You can say, "Oh man, my dice were terrible." It's fine. It's just if you want to sound different,
Sure.
you'd be like, "I couldn't
Change it
couldn't
up.
put anything through. I couldn't put anything through. Just couldn't do it."
So I was going to say, Nick, you were just at a tournament in Indiana, and I had heard that they have changed the chance engagement point scoring a bit for that tournament, if that's correct.
They've changed the way ties are handled. Chance engagement, the
Fixed the
scenario
way
itself
ties.
is yeah,
Gotcha.
you essentially you go by like chance type scoring. So you go by, if you're tied, you go by ship points destroyed, and then you also count like the half point. You count ships that were half damaged as points as well, and then you add up to see whose total is higher, and that person wins the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and
if
that's
that's
the
the
new
same, then
XWA
you road roll.
tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
gotcha.
so no more draws. For some people, bittersweet. For I guess for me, it's bittersweet because like I was never really a huge proponent of draws. This
Yeah.
isn't soccer. I'm just kidding. But I like games having a winner and a loser in X-Wing. So not upset to see them go. I know some people were pretty upset about that. I think it's relatively kind of an unpopular opinion to want to feel like, I mean, I might get in trouble for saying this, but I think most people are okay with it. Maybe they're not, maybe they were indifferent, but I don't know if there was a majority of people. I don't think there was, that really wanted to see draws be cemented into X-Wing OP moving forward, like post AMG.
I think that draws make sense in longer protracted leagues. Like it works well in soccer because you're playing, 16 to 20, like to 20 games. And so those draw points can matter. It's a way for underdog teams to come up against like stronger opponents. When you're playing like short 4 rounds, and you're only playing like 4 games, those draws become more of a detriment because then it's the equivalent of both players taking a loss.
They basically lose.
So, yeah. So I think like in one-day tournaments, draws aren't really as great, but for when you're playing a league sport that has disparity between player funding and disparity between like just power rankings of teams,
which is an X-Wing.
Better.
Which X-Wing, if only X-Wing could get to that level.
Yeah, where X-Wing has youth academies and we're scouting 4-year-olds in the Czech Republic. Yeah,
got through into
like,
his scouting.
This kid's geometry, his spatial perception is just unreal.
Yeah, he's got the look. Just give him a few years, he'll figure it out. It's like that. Have you seen Moneyball?
Yeah,
like the scout room scene early in the movie. He's like, he's got the look. He'll play the part. Just give him a couple years, and you'll figure out his swing.
Yeah.
There's good teams and there's bad teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap. Then there's us.
Yeah. If you're in the team league scene, sometimes it can feel like that.
Yeah. I believe I had 2 teammates who finished the season without a win last team league. It was tough.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, not fun for them. Now it wouldn't be 312 stream if we didn't at least quickly mention what our sub goal giveaways are today for our tournament here, the Gotham City Conquest. So we're going to be giving away a pair of glitter dice. 16 subs from now is when we will hit that goal. And then we got an XWA Paul LaRue Kylo Ren, the SL XWA for Kylo at 180, 200, another Mando base plate. You got a foil prize pack at 220, and then 240 we have World's Dice. That's what we're dealing with today. Ambitious. Let's see if we can hit any of them. As we are underway for round 3, and it looks like we got a overtuned modulators trigger. We certainly did for Talonbane. Be able to get a nice little double modded shot as we are turning in on the TIE fighters here.
Yeah, he was expecting it. I will say that the weak shots between Fen and Von Reg have definitely shifted this into uh, TKD Stitch's favor a bit, where Von Reg is now going to be able to get that flank maybe one-on-one with Fen Rao, but it really gives FO the ability now to dive in on Snaggletooth's
Yeah. Ooh,
ships in the
Sean's gonna
center.
be eating a heavy laser cannon shot with dead to rights from Nam Lam. 2 shots now with Talonbane getting in on the action, so a little worrisome for Theta 4. Potential 1 shot
Yeah,
or
I
2 shot
mean,
rather because of Talonbane and Nam Lam.
yeah, that's gonna be a very big focus fire scenario. I
Yep.
think
Taking a lock here is Malrus. I would assume. Are we going out of Nam Lam's? Already taking some shields. LaHughes looks like LaHughes will have a proton rocket though in a Nam Lam. That looks like range 2 to me. So this is going to be bloody, folks. This will be bloody. Uh-oh, Fen looking to do a little boost left.
hey, interesting. So we're really gonna make sure that that focus fire goes down. Now I'm wondering that, is Nam Lum the ship that you want to shoot the procket into? I mean, you'll
Nam
take the
Lam's the one
shot,
that's taking the
but
damage. Yeah, you could shoot into
yeah,
Talonbane, but it would be. Let me see. Could
I feel
fire a
like if we
barrage rocket into Talonbane. LaHughes doesn't have a 3-dice gun. Oh no, he does. Sorry, special forces gunner. You could. Who did the lock go onto though? Malrus did lock Nam Lam, which kind of tells me all I need to know about where we're taking our shots. And interesting, trying to barrel roll and it fails. So that costs Joel. That's a surprisingly conservative move for a ship that can afford to boost left and focus. So you know that you're really only taking like 1 shot, and you've got your 4 dice with Concordia.
yeah.
So odd to try to barrel roll there. You want fearless. You want to boost left. You want to be in that front arc. It's only an SF, but none of that is happening here. And Von Reg is just kind of. Does he have this? Did he put Daredevil on Von Reg again? No, he didn't. So it's just he's just out there.
Just going a little too fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that one hard pincer move is really good, and it'll clear strain as well because it's a blue maneuver. So next turn we'll probably expect to see a 1 hard.
Yeah, but not having guns on this round, that's going to be going to be a little rough.
I will say I definitely don't want to discount again like that move from Fenrau to try to barrel roll. It could be pretty big. Could even out the fact that maybe Von Reg isn't getting a shot just because Fenrau his shot's not nearly as good now after making that choice.
Yeah, I mean, unless unless Fen is going to be shooting into Theta 4 just from distance.
Yeah, but unmodded.
Okay, so we have the first.
So Dengar first, unmodded. And you can spend your focus, and this is into Theta 4, range 3. He's gonna keep his focus. Is that right?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure I understand that.
Just hoping to get the barrage rocket off. I mean,
Dengar's keeping his focus. He changed the hit back to an eyeball.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Maybe debating if he wants to re-roll. Oh, and then
we're doing the defender's gonna modify first. So this is yep. So it doesn't work out. So Theta 4 spent a barrage rocket charge to force Dengar to re-roll. Didn't work out. Now you got to spend your focus, and you might as well because Nam Lam is gonna be dead to rights in ya.
For sure. Yeah, and they're debating whether you want to save it for Talonbane shot though. I mean,
yeah, I think it's like
you kind of want to keep it if you're going to be shooting back at Nam Lam anyway because it's I1.
Yeah, so do you take 2? Do you take 1? If you take 2, you could just get 1 rounded here. That's the fear.
It's true, but
Is going to take 2
they're
though.
gonna save it. Yep. Saving it for.
Fen barely doesn't have a
Ooh,
shot, and now it's
wow,
range 2
just
unmodded into Zeta 5, which is a
yeah.
hit crit though. Could be worse. And 2 evades.
But wow, just out. Yeah. So that one, maybe that boost in is I don't know, maybe the trepidation for boosting in was just because Snaggletooth was first player. They didn't know where Von Reg was going. So
I think that's probably exactly what it was.
yeah. And
Can a 5-hole Fen Rao afford to take
tank
the
2
shot?
shots?
Yes. Yeah, especially if one of Von Reg wouldn't fire a mag pulse until after Fen shoots, and then Fen still gets a good defensive ability
That's true.
at range 1.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, a tractor beam lands, and we're gonna move. Uh-oh, and this is gonna be a range 1 shot into a track from Talonbane. 5 dice now
5
in
dice. Well,
to Theta 4.
Why I want to save the focus.
So the only thing is, if Theta 4 doesn't die here, you wonder why you didn't HLC. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. But that's a pretty strong roll. You get to spend all 3 calculates. A perfect world here with the overtune modulators.
Yep.
And that is going to be 4 into Theta 4, and because
yeah,
re-rolling.
Yeah. So now you really
that's a dead Theta 4.
Yeah. Now you really want to spend that focus.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh,
so
and initiative.
And that is a 4-point swing here for Scum and Villainy. And one can only hope now that Malrus and Lahuse can do some work and maybe get Nomlam off the board to even out this round. You have 3 shots into Nomlam here. So don't take that away. Let's see what ends up of all of it. So here we go with the concussion missile from Commander Malrus. Did use that ability. And there it is. A lot of hot reds. Hit, crit, crit out of the hands for Malrus. And Nomlam, spend the focus. You're only taking a crit. Pretty good roll, all things considered.
Yeah, big time.
The crit is going to be a fuel leak with these gas prices.
Yeah, not a good first crit.
Yeah, not a good first crit.
Now we got the range 2.
Yep, gotta do it. Gotta go for it. No reason to shoot a Talonbane. That would be a mistake.
Big time.
You've already taken a shot into Nomlam.
Yeah, at this point,
another shot. Yeah.
Yep.
No offense when I say this, but what?
Oh, not.
No, that's a huge
rocket.
mistake. That is a huge mistake. Colossal. Couldn't disagree more with that one. I mean, you brought it to use it, and you're an SF. Like, it's not going to be easy to get off a Procket the rest of the game. Maybe into Dengar, but get half points on Nomlam.
Yeah, I think that's what you're hoping for. Is you're hoping that it matters on a bigger prize later.
Yeah, but you're down by 4. You can't. That's such a weird choice. And now you blank out, and that's. Guess it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah, when you're down by 4, you can't be conservative like that. That's a bizarre. I don't mean to sound like such an asshole talking about it. It's just it's just odd. It's like, why are you being conservative? You're losing by 4. Kill the 4-point ship with the proton rocket.
And because it's going to be an I-1, it's going to make your next now it's a good blocking ship. I mean, it's just something that you have to worry about later.
Yeah, it's odd.
But surviving on 1 hull.
Was it 1 hull or 2? Yeah, 1. You're right.
Oof.
Rough. So,
all right,
Procket probably would have made the difference. And so I'll say this, like that's like when you're like team league stuff, when I'd play like team league and my teammate would like make a choice like that and I was like streaming it, I would go crazy. I'm like, why? You know, it's like you're too invested, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
You're
for
way
sure.
too
Yeah.
invested.
Hard not to be biased. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Uh,
It's always good when you're on a team. I was very lucky. For the team that I was on, had a captain that was great about running like practice games with me, and our team was big on discussing lists and theory. So like whenever you have someone that's willing to show you, the ropes or help you out with some of those decisions, like even having someone else you can just bounce ideas off of, it makes a huge difference. Boy, yeah. So we have big swing for Snaggletooth here. I think we're just at a position too. It's going to be hard for FO to turn around.
yeah, this is not a good spot. You're down by 2, but it is chance. It's a little deceiving.
I mean, Malrus, I don't think really has any good blue maneuvers coming out of this one. So, I'm thinking that you kind of just try to one hard and show your back to Dengar. Vonreg's doing that one hard, but Fen is gonna slip away.
Sorry, I was answering a rules question. Hence my silence.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, we got a good. Gum's got a good advantage, and his great positioning has the ability to turn around and really engage.
You got 2 I6 brawlers and taking a damage, and meanwhile on the other side it's just doesn't feel, it feels very lopsided, these lists. Like it's a few TIE fighters and a really fragile ace, and then 2 absolute brawlers plus Talonbane, who's also a brawler, and then a ship that should be dead right now. So yeah, I mean, an uphill battle to say, I mean, it is an understatement.
It's a lot of hull left.
Yeah, a lot of hull. You have to honestly, at this point, what's going to make you feel like you can win this game is if you can get Fen Rao out of there. If you can maybe mag pulse Fen and do some work with Vonreg. But I don't really know, like, is LeHughes and Malrus, are they in positions to be able to pounce on Fen? LeHughes maybe, but Fen can just get up in his grill or get out of dodge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like you're changing the target priority. I think, if I was in this as FO, try to do that one hard, try to turn in on Nomlum and see if I can get that final damage in, maybe dive in with LeHughes. I'd be expecting Nomlum to block though, so that Talonbane can get that one hard, because I'd be predicting kind of that 2 or 3 bank from LeHughes coming in.
Almost think LeHughes just doing like a 1 straight, because Talonbane cannot one straight.
I would do a 1 straight, yeah.
Yeah,
and then
Talonbane
really
cannot 1 straight.
That.
For some reason, that ship does not have a 1 straight or 3 hard. It's a very aggravating chassis to fly. I like Talonbane, and I think the Kirax looks really freaking cool. But I'm not a huge fan of flying it. I struggle a lot. Joel says he's never felt the need to have the 1 straight, but he always wishes he could 3 hard.
Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. I've like, sometimes it's 3 hard. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, but it's not being able to just kind of slow roll.
Yeah, this would be. I think this is a time where you're really missing the 1 straight on Talonbane, because that would be the ideal move.
Yeah, it would be great. So Joel just missing out on his invite the last couple of conquests. He's going for it this conquest as he would, of course, in any situation. He's gonna go for it, but you know, Joel will get his invite at some point. Would be absolutely blown away if he wasn't able to get it.
I mean,
by the next, at least by the next conquest.
I think the 4K fits for Talonbane here.
Yeah, is it worth? You know what? Is it worth trying at this point? Yes. You have nothing to lose, so 100%. You go for it. Doing the Talon roll here. Mm-hmm. So Nomlam turns around. Everybody's turning around. Zeta 5 has a target lock on Fen Rao.
That's a good call. Yeah. Zeta 5 gets the focus.
Yeah, uses pattern analyzer to get a focus.
Yep.
And that's well, Hughes hits the gas cloud. Just not Sean's game, fortunately.
Brutal.
Yeah, tough one. No ion. Can't be locked at least.
Corner. I mean, I don't hate at least trying, because you would expect that diving in on Fen is going to, you know, that Snaggletooth is going to block that. So
you know, it's kind of. Did you know, Andrew? There you go. The 4K fits. That if you bump, if you hit an obstacle, or if you hit a rock or a gas cloud and you bump into an enemy ship, you can still do the red focus.
I did not know that,
because it's not your perform action step.
Oh wow.
That's
good to know.
You skip your perform action step in the rules reference, but the red focus is not your perform action step.
Yeah, see, and this is where FO kind of just got unlucky by being first player, because Fen is now blocking that boost. I mean, it's not looking as good. I guess
are we really taking a deplete token right now? Is that intentional? He meant to take a strain, right?
Could be. I mean,
it's just, why would he's behind everybody. Why would he deplete himself?
Yeah.
You
gotta get shots on something. Yeah.
Malrus could explode here. This is not looking hot for the Mal.
And that 2 fits.
Yep. We could see 2 ships go down here. Potentially.
Yes. I'll say, there's a chance Nomlam. Is that in arc though?
I don't know. I don't think
Nomlam's an arc from Vonreg. So
yeah, Zeta 5 maybe has a shot, but
yeah. Oof.
Yeah, so the story of this game is, I mean, besides obviously hit the glass cloud there, but is Sean's been too conservative with the choices that he's made.
And you really wanted to do that.
He chose not to proc it when he had the bullseye to kill a ship. Instead, it lives on 1, and then he's depleting himself, flanking with Vonreg behind everybody when he needs to get points back. So, that will that's tough.
Well, if you get,
it's
like green rolls in.
It's kind of like taking it. It's like, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I was gonna say if Malrus stays 6th round. Wow.
Whose shot was that?
I think someone
Vonreg
grabbed the wrong dice. Yeah.
Oh, I think that was into Dengar. No, but Vonreg wouldn't have shot first.
Right.
All right, so Fen does the strain to replace the deplete thing. Fearless. For 4. On the focus.
Good.
There you go.
That's good. All right, so I mean, if it's going to be a huge boon. There is a chance if Malrus survives this round.
Range 1 to Zeta 5. Zeta 5 dies immediately.
With the blink, yeah, that's just unlucky too.
Yep.
Brutal.
Not great, Bob.
Okay, well. Yeah. And this one, you're fighting for points.
Firing the tractor beam, I guess. Spend the focus.
Spend focus. I don't know. I don't think you'd want to be. I mean.
Malrus will fire a concussion missile.
That's a good concussion missile. All right. Yeah, now you're just trying to get points.
Spend the lock.
Well, 2 crits. Spend the lock.
There you go.
Nice. There you go.
There you get a couple points back. 6 to 9. Nice.
Helpful.
Buddy HG, good morning. So, Lom goes down, and this we have a scum list that hasn't taken a single damage outside of Nom there.
It's looking healthy, yeah.
Very, very, I mean, pretty much a insurmountable situation for FO. Because, like, in chance, like, oh, if there's something that's close to half or that's you could take off the board, there's a couple hole away, but there's just nothing. It's just simply nothing in that spot. Fully healthy, and Talibane still got to shoot, and Malrus has already taken just one from.
Has already taken one,
but unmodded at least. Talibane,
yeah,
does not have any mods.
And we're actually okay. It's going to be going into Lahuse.
Yep, a strained Lahuse, so 3-on-1.
So I guess I was going to say that evens out with the strain.
It's going to be at least 1 going through, 2 go through on Lahuse.
No longer strained, yeah.
So after the center point scored, it's 7 to 10, 3-point lead for Snaggletooth. Very good spot. Malrus is 1 away from half. 1 away from half is Lahuse. And Von Reg, I mean, I don't know what to say about Von Reg. He's just not. He's where he wants to be, but he's also, that last turn he depleted himself instead of straining himself. He wouldn't have gotten shot, so it's just an odd choice there. That's all. Look at the damage cards that Nomlom ended up taking with all the direct hits.
Yeah,
in the fuel leak. That's really funny.
Incredible.
Amazing.
You can feel the anger going into that Nomlum shot. Yeah.
It's channeling all his anger. Good. My dad told me this story about when they were mixing, because he worked for Dolby for mixing Revenge of the Sith, that the scene where Palpatine becomes like Emperor Palpatine, right? Like when Anakin intervenes, and he puts the hood over, right? He's all burned up, his face all gross, and he's got this like kind of like almost like a little metallic, like robotic kind of raspy voice. It's like the scene when he's like, "Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy." Remember that? So apparently, the sound mixers accidentally applied a filter to Ian McDermott's voice that made him sound like that. And they went to remove it, and George was like, "Oh, I could keep it."
That's
I
awesome.
like it.
Yeah.
So it was like an accident. Yeah.
Yeah, you love those happy accidents.
I love those stories.
Yeah.
It's like, how cool. Like, that's so cool. That my dad even like got to do that for work and has that story. It's pretty sweet.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I always like wonder, yeah, like
He took me to
people have
Skywalker
those
Ranch
jobs.
once, and I was, which is super, super cool. And
oh my god, wow.
yeah, I'm like walking, we're getting lunch, so we were walking across like the grounds, and he walks by, we walk by a group of people, he kind of waves at him, and he like turns to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, those guys are working on Rogue One right now."
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what is this? Crazy. All right, so Vodrig's ability, don't forget it. He does not. Straining Dengar. Suck a cool story. Indeed.
So yeah, you got the K turn, but no focus. Saw the black coming, but oof.
Yeah.
Now we have a range 1 Talonbane shot again.
Yep, not great, Bob. Also glad we're getting chance engagement out of the way the first round. From a streamer's perspective, I'm a big fan of that. Chance just feels really slow. Which is funny considering we played 2.0 for so long, but we're so used to scenario play now and the other features of gameplay.
Yeah, usually popular wisdom thought that this was faster. It's a faster setup.
Yeah,
but,
although to be fair, there's in 2.0 you didn't have 10 ships average on the board.
Yeah,
it was like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
just a completely different beast in a lot of ways.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, even when I go back to playing like those 2.0 games,
it's like, man, like it was so much of a simpler time. It's like Darth Vader would have fire control system. That was it. Yep. Soontir would have Predator. You'd have like 4 upgrades in your whole list sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the whole point was just stripping down everything as bare minimum as it could be, so you could fit in.
I don't know if that was the whole point. I think it was more so that you could do that. It was like just something that like you could do.
Well, and in the bidding days too, you really wanted to do it. I'm actually very happy that Legacy still has bids. Oh, no fit for the barrel roll from Vonreg.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Big uh-oh for Vonreg now as well.
You can still focus though, because that was just his ability. Chassis ability.
A lot of uh-oh shots.
Yeah, uh-oh. Scum, I feel like, so when you see Dengar, Talonbane, and Fenrir on the other side, there might be a few uh-oh moments. You're like, uh-oh, it's not good. I'm in danger. Yeah. I'm in danger.
But excellent positioning and flying from Snaggletooth.
Great execution for Joel here.
Absolutely. Also, no consequences from Talonbane for the self bump either. Or no, wait, that wasn't a self bump. That was a through bump. Never mind.
I haven't even looked at your list, Andrew. What did you bring today? Empire?
I brought Empire, and I brought Empire Aces. So SL Soontir, SL Whisper, Darth Vader, and then Karsabi as the I3. And
Okay.
a lot of it was I was trying to go for Empire efficiency before, where we had a lot of really good ships that were good compared to their points, but it was just really hard going up against the higher initiatives that were out there.
Yeah.
And then also, as someone who does complain about dice lag, I felt like I had a couple unlucky games and thought, with the double mods, I was going to remove that from the equation so I can no longer complain about my dice. Yeah, so I've been having some success with the more AC play, and so I thought I would try that out for this one.
Cool.
I know for our next podcast episode, from what we've been seeing from the Nickel City X-Wing leagues, it does look like of all of the factions, Empire seems to be the one that's struggling a little bit.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
We thought it was FO.
I'll be right back. Sorry, they got a rules question. I'll be right back. Hold that thought.
All
though.
right. Yep.
All right. Let's see. You may perform focus actions even while stressed. Yeah, I mean it doesn't have anything to do with timing. It's just about doing it. So
Okay,
yeah.
so but I get
He should be able to, but he'll just get another stress.
Yeah,
That's what we finally came up with. In the moment, he didn't do it because we weren't sure, and I'm like, man, I'd rather have you do it and not have, and we have to back up that than the other way around.
Yeah,
because he's in a bad spot for the focus.
Sean, you deprived the stream of a proton rocket. I'm crying.
Yeah, I'm trying to save it, but we'll see how it goes. So
okay.
All right.
I told Sean he deprived the stream of a proton rocket. I'm crying, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to save it." I'm like, I have no response to that. I'm like, no, why are you trying to save it? Save it for what? You're about to die.
He didn't know that at the time, though. I will say, things were. It was a rosier picture back then.
I know, but give the stream the procket. We'd love to see it. We love the prockets. That's pretty good roll for LeHughes, but takes a crit. And it is a fuel leak with these gas prices. That's not good.
Hey, I mean, there's a chance that they could have blanked, and that would have been even
again. But but when you're losing, playing hedgy like that, I just can't wrap my head around it. Yeah. It's a good shot here from. Oh man, 3 hits to crit here from Dengar into Von Reg, and a bad roll from Von Reg could be the end of him. Spend
Greedo
focus.
Crit, lucky.
Yeah, take 2.
2 crits on the shields, which is good.
That's more half points.
Now Fanatical's online. So.
Yep, depleted shot. 2 dice into Talonbane.
Yeah, just trying to strip that focus off. I don't know. I think maybe you're trying to get half points on Dengar. I don't know, but then you have to deal with the double tap back. Yeah, you got to try and
you can't. Yeah, you can't shoot.
Yeah, you're stripping the focus off Talonbane. Yeah, I mean at least that's.
I think he just eats it.
I
right?
think you just take it on the.
Well, it's only one shield.
I mean, you could get weapons failure or something.
Yeah, he spends it. Yeah. He's like, I'm up by 7 points in chance engagement. I can just spend it.
Exactly, and then you still get a 5 dice attack.
So range 1 now from Talonbane into Malrus. 5 dice again.
5 dice. No mods.
Yeah, I did spend that focus. And geez, that's not bad. Hit crit though. If you had the focus, would have been real nasty.
That's still above average.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Crit goes through the shields or under the shields. Half points.
Yep.
And a console fire.
Which is another bummer for being second player. All right, we're doing the console fire roll now. Oh, consequences.
No.
Yeah. Ooh, and the natty evades.
It's so disrespectful. It's so
Rough.
mean. Yeah,
Tough.
that is really, really, yeah, really tough.
Oof. Oof.
Now, Mister, I'm gonna put my proton rockets into a high yield savings account and let it accrue interest. Taking a shot.
See, there you go. Thinking about next game. Oh, sure.
Yikes. Again. I feel like I've said ouch, uh-oh, and yikes a few times in this game.
It was, I mean, excellent positioning from Snaggletooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Eight-
honestly not having a ship go down for TKD Stitch. That's big. That is like we could have easily seen Von Reg or I mean, we could have seen Malrus go down. We could have easily seen, I mean, any of these ships go down. So I'm gonna say that that's definitely this round was a win for FO.
A win for FO, but took half points on 2 ships.
I mean, they could have gone. I mean,
They
probably
could have
gone down.
died.
If any
The
of them
wilted
blanked
grass
out-
is always less wilted.
if any of those blanked out, which is absolutely, I mean, you know, if LeHughes didn't have mods, so rolling those paint against Fenrau was huge.
That's
Didn't
true.
have to roll 2 evades. And totally different story. But yeah, 17-8.
The other issue for LeHughes is that Talonbane is there, so if LeHughes wants to go 1 straight to block the 2 hard, but if you do the 1 straight, Talonbane can 2 straight and kill you.
Mhm.
Gonna
Yeah.
probably I wonder you probably deplete here, yeah, because Denger's
Yes.
likely gonna sloop.
Yep, big time.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Gotham City Conquest, the 3rd installment of our Conquest series, based in the New York Eastern Time zone. We got 4 rounds of Swiss today. This is the first round to start the day, and then we have a top 2 final. After this game, I'll do our little unboxing of the championship plaque for the Gotham City Conquest. At the end of the day, someone will be taking home the trophy. Not literally, I have to send it to them. This is an online tournament, but they will be taking it home after it's shipped to them, because it'll be then sent to their home.
Horus is repairing the console fire.
Huh.
Keeping that stress with the pattern analyzer.
Going after Von Reg here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to trap Von Reg.
Yeah.
Well,
Time for Von Reg to do a little deplete,
Definitely.
barrel roll,
Yeah.
and then boost.
yeah. Get out of dodge.
Signups for the next team league are open, everybody. I just
Ooh.
realized I got to update.
Okay,
He's
Nope.
going to stay there. Okay.
sticking in it. I mean, you know, you're trying to get points, I guess, right? Like,
Guess so. Got to update.
your first player, you at least get to shoot. Yeah, and yeah, you're just hoping that. I think there's a chance you get Talonbane then. Though no Procket. All right. Bonreg with the focus lock. Needed.
think we losing a couple FO ships here.
Still got 5. Yeah. 5 hull.
Yep. So that's going to be a crit, a jam, and a deplete token. Console fire, and I believe, is that a half or one away?
Yeah.
is
I
half.
don't think that was that wasn't a mag pulse.
Oh, it was just
That
a primary.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is actually,
'Cause I
it
think
might be
you're-
worse to not fire a mag pulse there, right? Just because it's Talonbane, but
Yeah, I mean, Hughes is shooting first, so, but I mean, because at that point too, like, then why are we
There
taking
you
the
go.
fleet out of the strain if you're
that's it for
Doing
LeHughes,
mass
who never fired his
Yeah.
Procket. If
Yeah,
Sean
and then
watches
also
this back,
the
he'll be
DNP
really
Nick
annoyed
was
with me.
here.
He'd be like, "God darn it, Nick, you're so mean. Should have fired the Procky. When you shoot it while you got it is really usually my mantra.
honestly, yes, that's mine too.
If you have a
because-
Procket on an A-Wing, it's different from having a Procket on a TIE SF, right? Like, you might be able to line up again with an A-Wing. An SF, probably not.
Also, just to have a ship go down with ordnance still on it is just
It always feels bad,
feels
right?
bad.
Yeah,
Oh, well, gonna
my
reroll
God.
that in the box.
pretty good.
All right, meant to be.
Nicely done
That's,
by Von Reg there.
Super nice, yeah. Because
Now the shot.
Now the range 1 back.
This is 5 dice banger from Talonbane and Cobra,
Yeah,
and that's gonna kill Von Reg.
that's guaranteed. See that, and that's one where it's like, why? Yeah, you're really just hoping you're not taking the deplete.
So the last ship to stick around is Malrus, but the game ends.
Talon Bavery. Oh, extra day.
So the final score will end up being 11-23. Joel takes it. Let me pay out the bets here.
Congratulations,
Nice start there for Joel.
Joel. Excellent flying all around, though. I gotta say,
Seriously.
really, really controlled that game from
Yeah.
the second round.
All right, let's do our quick little unboxing here. Again, so the winner, also you guys notice I'm using a different camera, so the colors and stuff are a little different than you're used to seeing using a 6400 today. I actually, last night, I was trying to get everything set up when I got here or early in the morning this morning, and I grabbed the wrong camera, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty good camera, so we're going to use this one, and I'll do the switcheroo next time. So the winner of the whole thing in December, again, top 8 from each tournament gets an invite to the single elimination global conquest. It will walk away with this hardware. Also, the autofocus on this thing is a lot better. There we go. We've got the grand champion plaque here. Okay. Beautiful. And then let's do our little unboxing here of the, this is Gotham. You guys see it? Gotham trophy.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, you're gonna
Guys are
undo
gonna-
all that beautiful wrapping?
yeah, unfortunately. You guys recognize the artwork, but here it is, the Gotham City Conquest Champion plaque. So after the top 2, whoever wins that final table wins the plaque. And one of them, potentially, it's possible that by the global conquest, that somebody will have 2 or maybe more. Who knows? We
A
will see.
gorgeous silencer.
Yeah, the silencer. We let it in the silencer. Very cool. Very cool ship. So again, we got our hardware. We got our hardware all set up. Super. These are beautiful. Thank you again to Matt Carey for helping get these made. Andrew Knuckles for making them for us.